Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Krystal, and today we're going to talk about growing up in the 90s, all right? Any of you that were born in the late 80s, then you know, we grew up in the 90s, basically, okay? I was born in 87. I had 3 years in the 80s, but I grew up in the 90s, all right? And I just want to talk about how different it was to grow up in the 90s compared to now. Like, I don't think my kids really understand that I was born before the internet, before Wi-Fi, okay? Like, there was no Wi-Fi. There was if internet existed, then I damn sure didn't have it. I can go ahead and tell you, it wasn't in like normal households. It might have been in a business somewhere. I didn't grow up with a computer. I didn't get a computer in my house. Why do you look guilty of something? I didn't get a computer in my house until I was in high school. And I lived out in the middle of nowhere. So there wasn't internet, okay? Dial up. Dial up, okay? And it took an extra long time for my internet to dial up. We were dialing forever, okay? So I didn't get a computer until I was in high school, and I ruined that thing real quick with some LimeWire, trying to get all the latest songs. Kids nowadays don't know anything about staying up Friday and Saturday night, listening to, like, here it was K94.5, the Big Dog Open House Party, okay? And you would have your stereo, your little boombox, and you'd have your cassette tapes, and you would wait for them to play the song you wanted to hear, and as soon as it started, you would hit record, and you would record that on your cassette tape. What's up? So you would record the song you wanted to hear on your cassette tape so you could make a mixtape, so you could listen to all these songs in a row later on the same boombox. Okay, because we all had a little radio, stereo, whatever you want to call it, okay? I remember when CDs became a thing, but before that, I went to the mall and bought TLC No Scrubs on a cassette tape. I'm almost positive I had it on cassette. And I remember listening to it in the car on the way back from the mall with my mom and my dad. Rosie's in here, so if you can hear things, that's her. But listening to it and my dad and my mom singing I Don't Want No Scrubs and all that stuff. Like, y'all, kids do not understand. I can guarantee you my kids don't understand. They think I'm old as crap every time I tell them that, like, there were no iPads. Like, Max asked me one day what my favorite thing to watch on my iPad was as a kid. And I was like, oh, honey, we didn't have iPads. We didn't have TVs in the car. We didn't have cell phones, YouTube, Instagram, Netflix, Hulu. We didn't have all this stuff. We had cable. I had DirecTV at my house. Okay? I had tons of channels. I could sit in my bed and watch DirecTV, but there was no, like, going on a car ride with your parents and you're bored in the car and you were going to watch a little TV or watch someone's cell phone. That wasn't going to happen. Now, my kids, in order to entertain them so we can go out to dinner and they don't completely lose their crap or bounce all over the restaurant, here's my cell phone, watch YouTube, that kind of thing. And, I mean, I'm not complaining because obviously I choose to do that. You know what I mean? I can choose not to do it as well. But I feel like so many parents nowadays, we have so many things that make it easier to occupy our children so we can get things done. That's not necessarily a good thing, though, because whenever I was a kid, it was like, oh, you're bored? Go outside. Go outside. I used to play in the cemetery across the street for fun. Okay? I used to walk in the woods. I would never let my kids do this. They would never make it back home. I would walk on trails in the woods, and I'm talking about miles from my house, for fun. I would go out on our four-wheeler, and I would be 10 miles from my house on a four-wheeler by myself. I didn't tell my parents where I was going. I would probably even venture as far as to say I didn't always tell them I was going to ride the four-wheeler. I just assumed they would hear it as it left the vicinity. Okay? So it's so crazy just how much times have changed. And I'm sure any of you that lived in like the city or, you know, didn't grow up in the South, I'm sure your childhood was 10 times different than mine was. You know, I'm talking about us 90s, like the kids that grew up in the 90s. I need to hear in the comments down below, what were some things that you remember that the kids nowadays will never experience? Your crush calling you on the phone, or you calling your crush on the phone, and you had to like ask their mom or their dad if you could please speak to whoever. And the opposite, them calling your house, and if your mom was like mine, your mom answering the phone and being like, oh my gosh, Krystal says so much about you, and embarrassing you. Okay, that. How about now, my children's school, you cannot pick them up unless you have a car tag that has their names and stuff. If you don't have that, you're going to have to give them a blood sample and prove that you even are related if you don't have that car tag, okay? And I remember my mother would send anyone to come get me. There were times people that she worked with would come pick me up that I had never met. They would find me and basically be like, your mom sent me to pick you up. It's a wonder I did not get murdered, kidnapped, something like that. You could never do that nowadays. I don't think any school would allow just anybody. There were not even teachers out there. I remember in the junior high, like just cars would pull up, people would get in cars, or kids would just walk away from campus. Sometimes in the mornings, our parents would drop us off, but then we would just walk off campus, and there was a donut shop down the street, and we would just walk down there and get donuts and stuff, and then come back to the school. But some kids didn't come back to the school. They just never came back to the school, okay? They just played hooky all day. So, I mean, it's like, I can't imagine. Also, can't imagine my child having the freedoms that I had as a kid, because I would not trust them. I don't know how my parents didn't have a heart attack every time I left the house. Okay? Staying home alone all summer. Home alone. Whatever age, that's the age I was. Okay? Getting off the bus. I got off the bus to a house that had no parent in it because both of my parents were at work. No, ma'am, you're not getting on the desk. Both of my parents were at work, so I got off the bus. I went to the door. I unlocked it. I went inside my house. I made myself some food, and I did whatever my mom said I needed to have done by the time she got home from work. I washed clothes. I folded clothes. I put the clothes away. I washed the dishes. We didn't have a dishwasher. I was the dishwasher. I would wash dishes, all of that, vacuum, dust, all that. Okay? We had chores. I didn't get an allowance. I wasn't doing this for money. I wasn't doing my chores because there was money involved. No, I was doing my chores because I didn't want to get in trouble when my mama got home and said, why didn't you do the list that I left you? And during the summer, the list was long. I would wake up and there would be a list. And of course, in true kid fashion, you're going to wait. Your mom gets home at 5. You're going to wait till 4:45 to even start doing that list. And then you're frantic. Okay? You're running around and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do all this stuff. And if you had just been doing it all day, you would have been fine. But yeah, I want to know some of the things you remember from growing up. And even if you didn't grow up in the 90s, if you grew up in the 80s, what are some things that are different that kids will never, ever understand nowadays? Okay? And what made me kind of think of this is there's a clip of a girl. She's putting in the little clippies in the front of her hair, you know, like clip, 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 clip. And she's like how they did in the olden days. The olden days. That wasn't the olden days, honey. That was like 2002. Okay? We were there. I was there. I was doing it. I had the butterfly clips. I had the glitter, you know, when we would put body glitter on so we would be shining. But it wasn't like body glitter now that's really like finely milled and looks beautiful and glowy. No, this was like body glitter that was like chunks of glitter. We had hair mascara where we would just like paint blue and purple stripes on our hair with hair mascara that we got from Claire's, or where else could they have had it? I just remember Claire's having it. I remember one time we went to the mall specifically for hair mascara, and I remember painting some guy's hair like all purple and blue, and it wasn't even like good. It was like chunky, thick, gloppy hair mascara that didn't even look natural, and you ran it down your hair and all your hair would like stick to that. So yeah, so many things they're never gonna understand. They're going to think it's all just like some bullcrap stories that we're telling them from back in the day. Peasant tops, which I think they're coming back. They should never. Low-rise jeans should have been buried with the peasant tops. Like, no. Low-rise jeans are coming back. Y'all quit that. Stop. You're trying to take all of our skinny jeans, and I will never give up my skinny jeans. You want to know why? Because I'm a short girl. I don't have long legs. I need my skinny jeans and my heels to elongate my body. You want to know what it looks like when I wear those baggy jeans that Kendall Jenner wears and whatever with her long legs? I look weird. I look weird. I look like a little thumb. Okay? It ain't working for all of us. We're not giving up our skinny jeans. You let me know in the comments down below if you are someone that refuses to give up all of their skinny jeans. We will keep them. How do you wear jeans with higher boots? Like, what are you wearing with your boots, girls? Knee-high boots? Are we going to take away those too? Because your girl loves boots. And I'm not giving those up either. I see you, you little, whatever y'all are called. What are they called now? Whatever they're called. You know. What are they called? Zennials? I have no idea, but I see you bringing back the hair clips. You're bringing back banana clips and you don't even know how to use them. I've seen so many of you doing videos like, how do you use this thing? Don't use it if you don't know how to use it. Leave banana clips alone. Okay? Those are great though. We can bring those back. I need to get some. I love a good banana clip. Also, those death contraptions. I don't even know what they're called. The spiky things. You put them around your neck. You fasten them and then you put them slowly and carefully over your face and then it like your hair back. What are those called? Like the little spiky headbands. Those are painful. Do not use those, girls or guys. Whoever you are, no one should use those. If you accidentally slip with that thing over your face, you're going to gouge out your eyeball. It's not worth it. And they're uncomfortable. I'm just going to be honest. They're uncomfortable. Don't do that. Leave that. Just leave that, okay? Don't do that. I'm just letting you know. Now. Okay? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below some of the things that you did as a kid or experiences that we had as kids that they will never have now. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Also, check out the links to my TikTok and my Instagram in the description box down below. Follow me over there, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.